Good afternoon, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby. This is Hive and Harvest. Today is Friday, July 18th. It's been a while. I have not uploaded in a while. I've had some personal things going on. There was a point where I had kind of like hit my breaking point and was just ready to sort of give up. I was super overwhelmed, had too many things going on. But here we are. I had a conversation with my dad a couple weeks ago and kind of told him where I was at. Told him that I was like thinking of giving up. And he kind of basically just said like, this is going to sound horrible, but he wanted me to get to a point where I was ready to give up so that I understand that I can't jump in and do everything that I did whenever I have a place of my own, because I definitely dove too far in. So after that conversation, he was like, okay, so for this year, I'll help you. Let's make a list of things that need to be done. So the last time that I filmed, my garden was a wreck. You honestly could not tell what was growing and what was weeds. The ground was just probably 2 or 3 feet tall of weeds, so it was rough. My dad came in here and weed whacked a bunch of stuff. I kind of had to get to a point where I figured out what I really wanted to get out of this year. And even though there were things that I wanted to do, I just realized that I just can't. So that leads us to now. We did a bunch of work. I was at camp last week. My dad is out of the country right now for a missions trip. So I'm going to give you guys a tour. I might do a little bit of picking, whatever. Before we do that, I will say, so the things that I kind of gave up. I gave up almost all succession planting for this year. I just don't think that it's going to happen. So basically what's in the ground right now is probably the only things that I'm going to do. There might be a couple things here or there that I might do second plantings of, but for now, this is it. And the bottom portion of my garden that's like in ground, we ended up just moving the fence up a little bit, which I will show you guys because there was just too much. The weeds grow way too fast in there. And so for me to try and plant anything down there was just going to be too much this year. And kind of the same on the outside. I have some snapdragons planted and some lavender, but even the snapdragons, like I haven't been able to weed them. So they're flowering. There's not a lot of them. So, I did go through, I had a lot of things that just did not germinate this year. I don't know why. So like on this trellis here, I had planted melons on either side and not a single one of them came up. So as much as I would love to go cantaloupe and honeydew and everything, I just couldn't try to do something new this year. So I ended up planting more beans and more cucumbers because I know that they will sell at the farm stand. So here we are. I'm going to give you guys the tour, show you what's doing well, what's not doing great. So if you see here, we moved the fence up. The reason that we actually moved the fence was because we will have deer that jump in there, but if there's not enough space, then they tend to not want to jump or be as comfortable to jump. So yeah. So here is the sweet pepper bed, all mulched and everything. I have some snapdragons here in the corner. I have not harvested any peppers yet, but there are definitely some coming in. As you can see, I may actually be able to harvest a couple jalapenos from this plant here. right here. So when jalapenos are ready, or if they're like overripe, they start to get these like crackly things on them. So I'm going to pick a couple of these. They're totally fine to eat. It's just how they look. And I'm pretty sure if you let them go really long, they will turn red. But I could be wrong. So those are the couple of cucumbers that I picked. So yeah, just some more peppers over here. Show you. This is my yellow squash. This is doing pretty great. I'm gonna see. I don't think I have any squash that are like totally ready. This one should be ready in a couple days maybe. I also have my loofahs here. They're finally starting to find the trellis. I do need to chop these weeds down, but yeah, so these are looking really healthy. And then same thing over here. We've got some zucchini. It's doing pretty good. I'm not sure what this is from. We've been having some high temperatures, but it also could be from those like Japanese beetles. I'm not really sure, but like, look at how huge these leaves are. I have big hands for comparison. So one of the things that I have kind of given up has been, like I said, succession plantings. It was just too much, and like I just cannot grow radishes for my life. So what I did instead was I pulled up all the crappy radishes that were in here and beets that I had and planted zinnias in here. I'm not sure exactly what variety they are. And then along the fence here, I have some green beans. I am definitely going to pull these beets today because I think that they are ready. I can see some that are looking really nice and big. That one's not huge, but compared to the ones that I had last year, these are pretty good. So I will probably pick all of these, and I'll probably pickle quite a few of them. Like this. I'll show you them when I pick them. Then I have my snapdragons here. They're doing pretty good. I may come and cut a couple of them, but I also may wait a couple of days. Then I planted some more cucumbers here so that hopefully they'll grow on the trellis. Like I said here, most of this is all just weeds, but I have some snapdragons here. This is where I don't know why this celery is so curly. Not sure what happened there, but I'm gonna try this because if it's like horrible, I probably won't pull it out right now, but at first it's good and then it gets very bitter. Anyways, here are my cucumbers. I only had like 4 that sprouted, so I reseeded that whole row. These green beans are doing good. I really need to figure out how to get these ones to come up the trellis because they aren't. They're just kind of growing together. And my tomatoes are doing pretty well. I haven't gotten any yet, but once they do come in, there will be lots. I'll go down here. So just more tomatoes, lots of nice looking tomatoes right now. This had all my carrots in it, which did not do good at all. So I pulled them all up. I planted zinnias in here, and then down here, these are sunflowers. So I planted only like small varieties of sunflowers. Not too many of them came up. I probably need to water it. It looks pretty dry. But that is that. And then my snap peas are still doing good. I definitely am gonna need to do big picking here soon, probably today. And then some of them, if you can see, Like these have started to dry out. These I'm going to leave on the vine because then I can replant them. So I'll use those as seed. And then down there, my royal burgundy beans. This shows you how much I've been in my garden this week. Not a lot. So my green beans that are actually purple, they're so pretty. So I'll pick some of these here today. And then the rest of this is all wildflower mixed. So I can see lots of zinnias, cosmos, all that good stuff. But if you can see, there's tons of snap peas. So I think I'm going to put some of these for sale at the farm stand. And then here, this looks terrible. I do have to come through and weed this bed, but there is, I believe these are calendula. And then I mixed in some more wildflowers, and then there's strawberries around the outside. This is borage. These are my cosmos. These are looking really nice. I'm just hoping they start flowering soon. There are a couple flowers, but then this one was dill, but I pulled it out because it wasn't growing. And I just planted another variety of zinnias in here. Also needs to be weeded. And then this is my annual herbs. I just came through and picked a bunch of basil the other day. I probably need to pick some parsley. I need to weed this again. And then I have some little cilantro plants growing up. But my goal is for this to just be like one big lawn of herbs. Then my rosemary's doing good. I have my more zinnias. My oregano's doing great. I probably need to chop this again. My thyme is not doing fantastic. I don't know why it looks like it's dying, but sage is also doing good. Lavender, that is kind of in dormancy now. But my tires of mint are doing great. So that's where the garden is right now. I will go up and show you guys other parts of the garden or other garden areas in a minute. I think I'm going to harvest these beets. I'm in a sweatshirt, so I don't want to harvest the snap peas right now because I'm already hot. But will probably do that here tonight. So. Okay, we are up on the deck here. And I wanted to show you guys, I have some of these snacking peppers up here. I have one of each color. They haven't turned their colors yet, but I wanted to have these up here for easy access. And then I have 2 pots of lettuce. This is, I'm not really sure which variety this is, but we've got 2 of these. And then a little herb thing, the cilantro has bolted. I don't even know if cutting it back would do anything, but the basil and parsley is doing good. So I'll show you guys down here from up here because there's not much to show. But down there, if you can see, I have a couple ground cherry plants planted throughout there. They're just finally starting to grow. That one big thing in the middle is a lettuce head that's bolted. So I think I may try and save seeds from that. And then right underneath it, like behind that utility sink, I planted some more lettuce. Here are the beets. I just picked them all and I'm gonna wash them all up. Probably chop off the stems. There's some really nice sized ones. These are probably the biggest, these are definitely the biggest beets that I've ever grown. So very proud of that. And these, I think I may cook some up and then I might pickle the rest of them because I really love pickled beets.